I'm just glad the Pittsburgh Steelers made the playoffs, to be honest
Amen.
with you. Giving Big Ben one last ride, or at least a shot to have one last ride at this Super Bowl. Obviously, it came to an end, but that's how it was. But it's time for a new era. You know, Seven has done everything he could in his power, not only to give the Pittsburgh Steelers a shot this year. I can't blame everything on Seven for that game. We'll talk about this throughout the show, a few third down drops that happened from Deontay Johnson. But at the same time, man, he did give us, or he tried to give us, the Pittsburgh Steelers life. We just came up short. And when I say short, it was really short.
Yeah, this is nothing to take away from Big Ben's 18-year career, longest tenure of an NFL quarterback with one franchise. Big Ben's headed to Canton in 5 years. There's no doubt about that. But I am 100% with you. That's something we're going to talk about on today's episode of the Bleav in Steelers podcast, is what the Steelers should do at the quarterback position in 2022, what changes that the Steelers need to make. We'll also talk about our analysis from the NFL wildcard weekend. We still have a Monday night game tonight between Rams and the Rams and the Cardinals as well. But I go to the offense, Ike, and I know 42 points allowed probably gets you really going as a former defensive player, but the Steelers only getting 257 yards of total offense compared to the Chiefs having 478. And I go to the first half, and we're going to talk about this, and I'm probably going to say this at least 5 times on today's show. 44 total yards in the first half of offense. I don't care if you have a historically great defense. You've got to be able to put some points on the board and put your defense in an opportunity to succeed, to play complementary football. And the Steelers did not do that last night. Only 44 total yards of offense. I cannot remember a worse first half performance for the Pittsburgh Steelers in one half of football. And it was evident yet again on Sunday night where they dig themselves a deficit and they've got to play while trailing from trying to come from behind. And you do that too many times, you end up shooting yourself in the foot.
It was just a matter of time when the Kansas City Chiefs offense, and I call that the lion sitting in the cage, that they was going to break out and they was going to cause havoc. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing was, okay, you started off hot in defense. They started off hot, wind up getting a score on defense, held Patrick Mahomes to little to minimum in the first half. And you know, if the Pittsburgh Steelers couldn't maintain a drive, I think the first 8 possessions was all punts. If they couldn't sustain or maintain a drive, it was just a matter of time that the Kansas City Chiefs was going to really figure out what the Pittsburgh Steelers defense was doing. And obviously they did. That's why the score is the way what you see now on our podcast. But, man, you got to give the defense some help, and you got to give the defense credit. I mean, off the bat, you get an interception, a tip ball by T.J. Watt, then you get a score off a fumble recovery, which we'll talk about later, off by T.J. Watt. So, at the same time, I can't be mad at this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I'm very upset in the productivity of the offense of the Pittsburgh Steelers and them not helping the defense out, not even not scoring, but just holding the ball and keeping Patty Mahomes sitting on the sideline.
Yeah, like the Steelers' best defense would be their offense, given how high-powered the Chiefs' offense is. Patrick Mahomes against the Steelers, Ike, 3 games, 120 points scored, 14 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. So Mahomes has been terrific against the Steelers. And to me, this game was over when on 3rd and 20, 13 seconds left in the second quarter at the Pittsburgh 48, Mahomes finds Travis Kelce down the field. And I'm going to go back to one of the keys to the game that you told me during our Friday preview show. It's keeping Patrick Mahomes in the pocket, not allowing him to scramble around to his right where he's so dangerous and effective because he can throw it from any angle possible. When that play happened, Ike, especially considering the Chiefs got the ball to start the second half as well, given the struggles of Pittsburgh's offense, I knew right then and there it was likely over for the Steelers.
Yeah, that's just big plays. You know, Tampa have given everybody the blueprint. Just keep him in the pocket. You keep him in the pocket, make him read on the run. It's not going to give time for the deep routes. He can't extend plays when he leave out the pocket. because the receivers he have, one, they're going to beat you anyway. Two, when you get Patrick Mahomes scrambling and extended plays, all they know is, okay, my route was short originally. All right, I'm about to take and spin this thing up deep. That's all they know, because that's all they've been doing. You talking about the Pringles, you talking about the Hardmans, you talking about the Tyreek Hills, those guys, they burn us. So, yeah, we're going to run traditional routes, but once we see Patrick Mahomes scrambling, guess what we're going to do? We're going to head towards that end zone. And that's exactly what happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. And we talked about this, like you said, on Friday. I just thought, man, just contain them. I thought this shouldn't be a sack. This shouldn't be a sack game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I thought this should have been a contained game. Now, don't get me wrong. The defense wound up scoring, and it did cause a turnover in the first half to help the Pittsburgh Steelers offense out. And the Pittsburgh Steelers offense didn't give the defense any help. But at the same time, man, when you just look at the games that Patrick Mahomes have lost, everybody have kept or tried to check so far and keep Patrick Mahomes in the pocket.
Easier said than done, no doubt, Ike. Steelers have now allowed 40-plus points in each of their last 3 playoff games. So this is not to solely absolve the defense, but just given the offensive struggles, your back is up against the wall from a defensive standpoint. And again, I go back to where it's like, I joked around on previous episodes and previous weeks that it's like the cardiac Steelers. They're like the movie villain you can't quite kill. But if you play with fire and you play with the deficit game after game after game after game, it is going to catch up to you. And that's what happened on Sunday night.